What's going on? Big shout to Harry Bristow. This is DJ Target for BBC Radio 1 Extra and Roll Deep. Keep it right here. And whatever Harry Bristow says goes, alright? Whatever he tells you to do, you better do it, or else it's gonna be in trouble for you, mate.
Where did you get the name DJ Target?
It's quite a boring story actually to how I got the name. It was just me not having a name and all my friends already naming themselves things like Wiley and whatever else, and we were about to make our first mixtape, and I just decided to go with the name Target, just by seeing it in the room, seeing the word in the room and thinking, hang on a minute, that sounds alright as a DJ name, let me just do this tape and maybe I'll change it after and whatnot, but I've had the name ever since, so it just stuck.
Okay, so, and out of everyone, who is the best person or group you've ever worked with?
Ooh, the best person I've ever worked with. I'd say probably Wiley, just because what he's capable of in the studio, and not only that, how I've seen him, you know, inspire others when he's around them in the studio making music, and he's just like a beast. Like, he never stops. He's just so prolific. Every single day he's like so quick and easy to work with if you're recording or if you're at kind of club show. So probably I'd say Wiley.
Yeah.
And if he was going to say groups, I could have not say Roll Deep. Makes sense.
And I follow your progress. Like Target's notice board, I've seen that. Like, what actually brought that ahead?
One day, me and my radio producer were just talking about like ways we can help people kind of meet and collaborate and whatnot, and that it's so hard for people starting out to find collaborations and find people to work with. So we thought, why don't we make a way that, at first we didn't know how we were going to do it, but we said let's make a way where people can all be in this kind of one place and hear each other's music and something like that. Then we thought of, why don't we just do a hashtag on Twitter? It's simple, people just click on it and, you know, all be in that same kind of chat room, if you like, and just check each other out. If you like each other's music, you can get talking to each other via tweets or emails, and maybe you could get into the studio and collaborate. And at first it was figuring out how to get people to use it effectively. So it took us a couple of weeks to figure that out, and we just promoted it loads on the show, and it seems to really be taking off. And One Extra put like a massive spotlight on it last week.
Yeah,
so
I noticed that every show.
Every show they was talking about it, and I was in on Radio 1, and I'm getting phone calls left, right, and centre about it. So I'm glad that people like it. I'm glad it's working.
And like, by putting lots of hours of work in, do you feel you're actually making a progress in your work? Yeah,
definitely. I feel like even like this month, like January is usually quite a slow kind of month in the music industry, but I've been really busy this month, and I can feel that the month has done me good. Like, it's set me up for the rest of the year to continue in that same sort of path or whatever. But yeah, when I do put in a lot of work, sometimes you feel like you've made less progress, or you feel like maybe you should have made more progress for the amount of work you've done, but no, for the most part you get out what you put in this business, so I try and put in as much as I can. And
like, is your job really tiring or at all? Because it must be really weird hours sometimes.
The job itself isn't really tiring. Like, DJing doesn't tire you really, or producing. I suppose it's the hours, like you say. I was in the studio late last night, or I'm going to DJ tonight and then tomorrow night, and I'm on the radio in the daytime. So I suppose it's small sacrifices compared to having to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning every day and go and do something that I hate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd much rather be tired from being at a party or at a studio than tired because I was cleaning toilets. You know what I mean?
Like, what age did you first discover being a DJ?
Well, I was always into music from a very young age, but I didn't really touch a pair of turntables and have like a proper go of them till I was probably like 13, 14. And then from there I just fell in love with it and started collecting vinyls myself and getting into it from there. But I was on Mint FM probably a year after that, so I was still in school like 15 years old when I was on Mint FM.
So what did your schoolmates think of that? Like, was you?
I was like the coolest guy. That didn't go down too badly. with the ladies as well. No, it was good, it was fun. But there was a couple of others who were in my school as well who was on my show with me, so there was like a handful of us who were like these super cool DJ guys, and then we used to play at all the house parties in the area in Bow and around East London, so we was we got known quite quickly, and then Rinse FM, at first it wasn't even broadcasting to the whole of London, it was just like East London, so our name started getting around East London until eventually we started getting like shows booked in clubs and stuff, and then the clubs were getting bigger and bigger, and yeah, it just went from there.
And I saw you was on the tour with Kendrick Lamar.
Oh yeah.
Was it last week? Week before?
Week before last.
Yeah. How did that feel?
Yeah, that was a good experience. Touring in general was always like a fun thing to do. Like I've done a couple of tours with Roll Deep, obviously, and no, they're always fun. But yeah, I was DJing with Rascals, who they're also from my area, from Bow, and I've known them since they were like knee high as well. So I've seen them come all the way through. So they asked me if I'd come and DJ with them because they had the support slot with Screw Fizzer as well. But no, it was good fun. Met Kendrick, and he's really cool and down to earth. All the shows were sold out, so it was like good crowds every night. So no, it was really good experience.
And like, are there any big plans for the future, like for yourself?
Yeah, like, I'm always coming up with these big plans. Yeah, my thing is just as long as I'm making sure progress, I'm sort of happy. I've got like some goals, I suppose. Things I want to get done this year and stuff, but I don't try and look. I'm not the sort of person to say, right, in 10 years I'm going to have that and that.
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to and keep myself in the same sort of momentum I'm in now. In 10 years, I'm sure I'll be able to look back and say, yeah, you made progress and you're somewhere where you're happy. But just to continue what I'm doing, just more DJ stuff, more production, more helping, artists and stuff. Things like Target's Notice Board, going to make that bigger. We're doing Target TV soon, which will start online. Yeah. But just all of that stuff. New Roll Deep music this year. One or two things I can't even tell you because it's so secretive. We'd all have to jump out the window. So, but no, there's a lot in the pipeline.
Yeah, like when you become a DJ, what did you do to make this happen? Did you like do everything you could do, like performing in clubs, everything that was offered, or like?
At first, it was more like I was playing at house parties, so it was like friends or friends of a friend, and then doing the Rinse FM thing really helped because our name was circulating around the area quite quickly, and it was slow at first. Like I remember the first time I ever done a club booking or whatever, I got paid £20. I remember it, but I was so excited. I went KFC. I got like the $5.99 one. I couldn't believe that you get paid for it because it was so much fun. I thought, oh my god, I just got £20, and I was still in school, so £20 was alright.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it was a while until we started getting paid decent money. Do you know what I mean? Like a couple £100 or whatever. So in between that, I was just working and doing stuff not wherever I could, but places that made sense. But I was just trying to get on as many decent club shows, no matter what time, even if it was like the early set or the last set, or whatever. But once Rinse FM really started blowing up, we went from like doing small clubs to doing like massive ones in the space of like a year. So that year was pretty mad because you could see the kind of the transition.
And like, are you comfortable with where you are at the moment, like in the BBC, like radio position?
Yeah, I think. Would
you like want to be any further, or?
Yeah, I think I always want to be further, even if no matter how far you get, you always want to keep progressing. I've never been someone to just think, oh yeah, that's it now. Let me just relax. I've done it. I've finished. But I'm happy with where I am. Like, I've got 3 shows on One Extra. I do a lot of stuff on Radio 1. I found out yesterday that my listening figures have doubled as well. So that's good. Because that doesn't, that's like almost unheard of. No, I'm happy though. So it could be a lot worse.
Yeah. And like, what would you class as being higher than the BBC? What would you want to do?
There isn't a higher than the BBC.
Yeah.
I suppose I could Like being on Radio 1 every Saturday night,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind doing that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because of course
You're
it's
always
FM
stepping
radio,
up.
isn't it?
Yeah, you can't really get, as far as radio, you can't get higher than Radio 1 in this country anyway. So I think the BBC is the best place for me. I've just got to try and keep working my way up.
Yeah. All right. The main question is like, what advice would you give to any aspiring young artists or DJs or whatever to get big?
Firstly, go to Target's notice board on Twitter.
Jump on that.
I'm not joking, do that, but I'd say you've got to have thick skin firstly in this industry. A lot of people will hit a hurdle and they won't know how to react, or they'll get told no 100 times and it will crush their confidence so much that they won't be able to continue. Like, you just got to try and be original. I know it sounds like something everyone says, but it's so easy to jump on bandwagons and to follow trends and whatever. It's alright to be influenced by things, but I think you've got to try and be as original as possible. Be persistent, be passionate, have manners. Manners takes you a long way. Don't be an hour late, like I was today. And yeah, just as long as you're passionate about what you do and dedicated to it and in it for the right reasons, I think, and talented, obviously, you need to have some talent. It's 90% image and marketing these days, isn't it? But no, I think you've got to have some talent, even if it's not in music, even if it's being the most charismatic person ever, so that your music don't even matter, that everyone just loves you anyway. But yeah, just working hard and practicing. Practice does actually make perfect.